Okay, I wanted to do a little test before I got going here, just to see if my microphone and my camera's working okay. So if anyone is kind enough to mention that they can hear me okay, that would be great. Um, Already see a few folks in here, and that's cool. I'm assuming my camera and my microphone work okay. Oh, great. Thank you, Dan. Really appreciate that. I only do a live once in a while, and so I sometimes just forget all the IT stuff, how to set up correctly, and so that's really cool. So as people roll in here, it's really, really cool. Looks like there's 24 folks here already. That's pretty cool. Because yeah, I'm always surprised that folks come by on especially on a Saturday. But I figure that Saturday is a good time to do this, guys, because especially after lunch, Arizona time. I figure that might be a good time unless people got things going on to come by. So let's see who we got here. We got Deacon MMA and says, "Hi, Don. Hope you're doing well." Yeah, doing really well. Although I'll be really honest, Deacon, I came back from California and I learned a really important lesson that I need to keep relearning. I was out walking around on my property. I thought perhaps somebody had been on my property without me knowing. So I had a really poor headlamp, and so I tripped over a rebar and a piece of rope that goes to my tent shed and landed flat on my belly, on my ribs. And I thought I cracked a rib because that was almost 2 weeks ago, and it's just starting to heal. So I might have cracked a rib, maybe just bruised. Anyway, good lesson. Don't wander around your property without a really good headlamp. All right, so let's see. We got Steve Austin here. Hi, Steve. And we've got Dan Mitchell, who Dan mentioned things sound and look great. Super Jason Wilson's from Alabama, back east there. Hi, Jason. Thanks so much for coming by. And we've got uh, Regional Sky Girl, and that's cool. She's listening, and that's all a man can ask for, that somebody gives them an ear to what they're saying. We've got Bob DeMichelle. Hello from Colorado. Hi, Bob. And then Dan Mitchell's from Dayton, Ohio. I have to admit, there's only a few states I have not been to. I don't think I've been to Ohio. Okay. And now let's see, we've got Bill Jennings here and Mr. Huber from near Waco, Texas. And Mr. Huber's been a subscriber for a long time. I'm thinking you can confirm if this is correct, at least 2 years, maybe 3. So it's always really, really cool when I see folks that I know that have been part of the channel for a long, long time. And then Bill Jennings says, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Bill. And then Louis Latarulo. Oops. Sorry, Lou. I'm probably destroying your name. And Lou's coming from Connecticut. Very cool. And then, oh, wow, the 300-pound Leprechaun is here. Oh, so cool. Who can forget a name like that? It's just great. So welcome. Thank you for coming. Oh, and F. Huber says, since I was building my initial shed house, yeah, and I actually had that hauled in from a local company, the Emerson Shed Company, and they're great folks, and they build beautiful little cabins. And so, yeah, that spends That'll be 4 years in July since I've been in this cabin. How amazing is that? So we now have 32 folks. Oh wow. Geezer in the Woods is here. Hey Geezer. And Geezer, I always enjoy looking at your channel and seeing some of your wood hauling stuff. If I remember right, you had this cool video where you're using a tractor and chain, I think, to haul a big old log off your property. And I was like, wow, another older guy doing hard work and stuff. So that's always encouraging. And we've got Sabina from Arizona, hoping for rain. Yeah, Sabina, let's see. Uh, it's kind of somewhat cloudy here, but I'm really not expecting much, to be honest. I always love rain, as people can imagine, because then I get some free rainwater for my usage. And Michelle Jones is here. Hey, Michelle, good to see you. Thanks for all your emails and notes over the years. And I so appreciate you coming by and watching and all your feedback. And then let's see, we got RV Radio Rock Records from Quartzsite. Ah, cool. Yeah, I drive, when I go to California, I sometimes drive past Quartzsite, if I remember. Yeah. Oh, wow. And West Coast, Let's Ride says, hey, Don, defrosting here in Vancouver, Washington. Oh, wow. Okay. Are you in East Washington or along the coast there, West Coast? Let's Ride. Like to know. Because a friend of mine was telling me, Eastern Washington is kind of desert-like and gets snow and it's pretty cold. So very, very different than Western Washington. So not having lived in Washington, it's fun to learn about that stuff. Uh, and then Norman in San Diego, raining there. Okay. And then, Captain Crunch is from cold Michigan. I can relate to that, cold being from Canada. And then Chris White says, he's weighing in on what the subject matter is. And Chris says, I think it's okay as long as you tell your viewers it's a paid promotion and tell the truth. I'm sure you do that anyway, Don. Yeah, Chris, and let me start entering into the topic. Yeah, I try to be as dead honest as I can be. That's just me. I just am what I am. And so, uh, if the company is going to pay me, I will definitely, or does pay me, I'll definitely let you know. But they almost never do. So far, every company I've represented, I get whatever I'm showing in the video. I get that as a gift, although of course I have to work for it and create a video. But that's the exchange. I get the item and they get a video, and that's how it works. I don't get any monetary anything other than that. So far. West Coast Let's Ride says, on the Columbia River, about 90 miles inland. Okay, cool. And Lynn Seymour is here and says, Don, good to see you back. Rennie and Lynn. Hi, Rennie and Lynn. Yeah, it's good to be back. Although I'll be really honest, I'm like, oh my gosh, I am so behind on so many projects. It can be pretty overwhelming at times. And, wherever you go on your property, you look around and go, oh my gosh, I need to do this and this and this and this. Some people have said I need to clone myself. And the reality is I need to clone myself like 3 times so I can have 4 of me. That would, yeah. I don't think the world needs 3 more Dawns, but anyway, it's a matter of opinion. And Crypto OG says, greetings from Portland. Very cool. I assume Portland, Oregon, not Portland, Maine, because I grew up close to Maine and there's a Portland, Maine as well. So. And Lynn says, love your show. Thank you, Lynn. Guys, I just want to tell you, I get so much encouragement from this YouTube channel. when I put up a video, I just rush. I'll literally, little secret here, maybe not a secret. Well, as soon as I upload a video, rather than walk away, even if it's late, even if it's midnight, rather than walk away and go to bed or whatever, I'll sit down and watch the very first comments and just see who commented first and what they have to say. Um, it just really, really gives me so much encouragement. And honestly, I literally don't know any YouTube channel, and I'm trying to be fair. I watch a lot of YouTube. I don't know any other YouTube channel that has such nice and caring people as this one. And I've said this different time. It's shocked me. I mean, I'm a pretty hardy soul when it comes to being criticized, and I just expected that I'd just get criticized left, right, and center. Things like, wow, you silly old man, why are you out there in the desert doing stuff? On and on and on. I expected a lot of that. And that's really rare. And it's really rare that I have to delete a comment because it's just so harsh and non-productive. It doesn't serve any purpose. I mean, constructive criticism is great, but we all know what that's like when somebody just does a zinger because, it's anonymous and you can do that. It's human nature. I'm human. I understand human nature really, really well and the bad side of it. But fortunately, it's rare to see the bad side of humanity on this channel, which has shocked me actually, and still shocks me. Um, And 300-pound Leprechaun says, I don't see any issues with you getting items to promote since you try them out for your viewers to see and you give your honest opinion on the product. Thank you so much, Leprechaun. And usually what I will do, not usually, what I always do is I'll research the product. I mean, here's how it works. The company will contact me. They'll send me an email and they'll say, hey, and they always say something. It's kind of funny because, come on, they don't watch all my videos, but they say something like, hey, we really love your videos and we see, and they comment about them, etc. Well, the truth is they probably didn't really hardly even watch one of them, maybe, I don't know. And then they say, hey, we think we'd be a great fit for your channel. And then they introduce their product. And as soon as they introduce their product, I have to make some decisions. And so in a second, I'm going to get into the criteria of what passes muster for me to promote it. Okay, who we got here? Dawn says, I'm up here in Heber, Overgard, Arizona. And it says, I agree with Chris, do whatever you need to pay the bills, including selling the products afterwards, in my humble opinion. And then Sandy says, what's up? Keep up the great work. And then Charles Uriah says, I like hearing genuine testimonies from people I can essentially trust because I can tell that they are not necessarily some paid actor. And Sandy Smith says, some people are just jealous that you're living your life the way you want to. Yeah. Well, so folks, we've got over 50 people watching. And so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into just some of the criteria of all of this. But before I do that, let's give you a little history of the channel. It's probably not new for a lot of folks, but a history of the channel. I've been using YouTube to study how I could live here off grid long before I moved here. When I lived in California, I watched several years of videos about Cochise County and whether it'd be a good fit for me. And I'm so thankful for those folks that put up their YouTube videos and literally taught me everything about permitting, rainwater harvesting, solar arrays, on and on and on. So I wasn't initially going to do a YouTube channel. And a major reason was I thought, I'm going to be busy. It'll be a lot of work and it's not going to pay much. So my time is valuable here. So I probably won't do one. And then I got thinking, well, what if, Don? What if it works out that it's worthwhile? You don't know till you try. But I was really, really negative about it. I was thinking, Now, in a year's time, you'll have 82 subscribers and make $3.84 a month. And is that worth your while? And I'm like, okay, well, let's try it. And so I put up my first YouTube video in October of 2020. So over 3 years ago now. And I'm like, okay, I want to record what I'm doing here. And just what if it helps somebody else? And in this adventure of finding an affordable way to live as a senior, wouldn't it be cool if it just helped others? Because there's so many seniors, especially like me, that for whatever reason, they worked hard, but their life didn't accumulate in large savings. And they're like, well, what am I going to do? So I thought this could be really valuable for others. And, it's not all about me. So that's what I chose to do. And the first 1,000 subscribers came pretty quickly, which shocked me, really shocked me. I'm like, I don't get it. I really don't. Yeah. And so, and then as the years went on, I think it was about year 2 when I started to get offers from companies. And I was like, what? You're going to give me your expensive product if I just do a YouTube video on it? Okay. So let's get into the parameters of that. So here are the parameters for me. Here's what passes muster. Number one, most important, it has to be a product that I've wanted and that I can use. Okay. And I don't care how expensive it is. If it's, something that I won't use, I'm not gonna do a review on it. It's that simple. And number two, I'll check the company out and see if they've been around a while and what other people says about their product. Trustpilot is really good. And a lot of times I'll go right to Amazon, and I love Amazon. And I'll tell you why. Amazon reviews are rough. I mean, if a box is dented and the consumer doesn't like that, they'll zing Amazon and say, I didn't like this product because the box was dented. But if you sort through it all, you'll get a realistic picture of what the product is really like. So if the product's been around a while, then I'll look at the Amazon reviews as well. And then I'll decide, okay, it's something I can use here. So let's see what the company has to say and what they want from me. And it's always the same. They want me to talk about their product. And then if there's a promotion where it's 5% off or whatever, then they want me to mention that as well. I'm like, okay, that's easy. I can do that. And so the companies get a little grumpy, or not grumpy, but impatient with me, because I'll keep their product for about a month and test it before I ever make a video on it. And I get this different times where the companies go, hello, are you still going to promote our product? And I'll say, look, I'm really busy here. And as I said, I will promote your product, but just hold your horses and we'll get to it. And then I produce it. And then usually what I'll do, especially if it's an expensive product, I'll send a draft copy over to them and let them review it. And none of you see that. And then if they give a thumbs up, then I'll go ahead and make the video available. And interesting, I'm really thankful. I think it's only been once where a company said, well, you didn't mention so-and-so, such and such aspect to the product. And so I will go, oh, no problem. That'll take me no time at all. Edit, and then I'll redo that and send it off to you. And then they go, okay, thumbs up, we're good. And then away it goes. So here's what's happening now, folks. And it's mind blowing. I mean, literally mind blowing. I'm going to tell you of the solar generators. Like, for example, those of you who've been watching my videos know I just a week ago, several days ago, put up a video uh, of a Opus, uh, the Opus Mega 5 solar generator. Great product. I really, really enjoy having it here. Um, and essentially, at the same time, I was agreeing to do a product review for Opus. Um, EcoFlow Delta, which is much more known, were willing to send me not one, but two of their giant uh, Delta Pro solar power generators that you can link together and create a 240-volt system. And I'm like, well, that's fantastic, but I'm not ready for one right now. I wouldn't be able to provide you a video showing your product in use. So I haven't done anything. Blue Eddy, which some of you may know of, has also sent me a proposal, and about four, I think, other companies. So I am just drowning in solar generator offers, which I could have never dreamed of when I moved here and started this channel. So, uh, so so some humorous things, folks. I won't bore you with the list, but I kid you not, folks. If I had read you the list of products, even in the last 10 days that I get emailed to promote, yesterday, a woman's handbag, some kind of special woman's handbag. I'm like, no, that wouldn't be useful. Um, not for me. Um, let's see, e-bikes. I've had two companies contact me and say, "Hey, would you like to a free $4,000 or $5,000 e-bike and just show it on your YouTube channel?" And I'm thinking, you know, I'm almost 69 years old, and my balance is not. It's great. I can still climb trees, do ladders and stuff. So balance is really good, but it's not quite like it used to be. And I live on a dirt road, and I can just see me hitting a pothole and ending up flipping over the handlebars and breaking a collarbone and on and on and on. You know, I survived an appendicitis last April, so I'm happy that's over. I don't want to deal with a broken collarbone or worse. So no, we're not doing your e-bike, people. Sorry, I wouldn't use it. And then, of course, you know how it is when you think of things. Uh, you know, I mean, you know how the human mind works, and I'm no more stellar than any other human being. That your mind goes, well, look, Don, I know. Get the bloody e-bags, promote them, and then sell them. You need the cash. I need money for fencing I don't have. And it's like, why wouldn't you do that? Or the EcoFlow Deltas, get them, resell them. You could sell no end of stuff. I'm like, no, that's not what we do. The whole thing is I promote a product I can use and then I feel good about it. It's that simple. And I noticed that with some folks that watch my videos, I do get some thumbs down when I promote a product. And I get that. Some people are here to see me live off grid and do things that are off grid. And I understand that. But honestly, folks, I mean, I just love having you here and I'm just blown away that you're here. So I don't take it personal if folks go, you know what, Don, you know, let's be honest. Uh, I like your channel, but I'm hardcore. I'm trying to learn about living off grid, solar, rainwater harvesting, stuff like that. And your channel is not producing enough of what I want. I'm going to unsubscribe. And I get that. And I don't have a problem with that. I really, really don't. But I would rather people go, look, if you find the channel helpful in some way, I hope it is, then do like I do. I can't tell you the number of times I'll go on even friends' YouTube channels and I'll go, I want to learn about how to attach solar panels. So because they're friends, I'll put the video on, but I may get up and do a hot chocolate and not pay attention to it as much as I could. But I want to honor their channel because they're friends, and let the ads run, even because there's more revenue. If you let the ads run and go use the toilet or make a sandwich, then I get more money. It's that simple. And so I do that for my friends. But but if I don't know them personally, I'll just skip through it and go, okay, hooking up solar panels and the cone nuts attaching to Unistrut. How do I find that? And I'll just zip through the whole video, find what I want, then click away. So I always go, I assume there's people that do that with my videos, and I really don't have a problem with that. But so I get that, that not everybody's going to be happy with what all the content on my YouTube channel, and that's totally fine. And that's realistic. So of course, naturally, for every person that unsubscribes, the joy of this channel is there's a ton that subscribe, and that's what's really cool. And it's not stopping anytime soon. I mean, even if I don't make a video for a whole month, I still get people subscribing, and how amazing is that? I think so. So I'm going to take a look at some of your comments, folks, and just check them out. And we got 84 people here. How cool is that? So let's go. Here we go. And see what we got going on. All right. Vagari, forgive me if I'm mispronouncing the name, says, like the Leprechaun says, honest reviews are always welcome. Just please don't turn your channel into a channel of reviews. Keep the good content coming. I really enjoy your videos. Thanks, Vagari. And yeah, honestly, I get a check in my gut, basically, about putting too many things on my channel, too many reviews. If you look at my channel, I think I've done, I don't know, a half a dozen reviews. I'd have to count them up, but I don't think any more. And when I do a review, again, it's because I really, really need that item. And so I'm going to do that. With the Opus Mega 5, my Titan, which is a fantastic system, I've got a lot of appliances going on here. The Titan can bring in 3,000 watts, but if I have my toaster oven running at 1,500 watts, my inductive cooktop running at 1,500 watts, my toaster running at 1,000 watts, plus all of my other stuff, the Titan goes, no, I don't think so. We're not doing that. So with the Opus, now I divide the load. And how cool is that, eh? So I needed it, and so that's why I did a review on it. All right, who else we got here? Ivy says, hi, good to see you. Hi, Ivy. And Chris P says, it's fundamentally wrong to promote products in order to get money or free crap. Yeah, I agree. That doesn't work for me. I mean, people will make their own choices. I'm not going to criticize anyone else. I have to make my own choices. And Lee's living out of the norm says, nice seeing you on live. Hey, Lee, glad you joined me. Yeah, thanks so much. Appreciate that. And Poolside Dreamer says, good and accurate view is always welcome. Appreciate hearing that. And speaking of shaking the tin cup, where's the donate button on here? That's really kind. Charles, at the very bottom, there's going to be a little dollar sign right underneath all of our chat comments, and you just click it, and it's really cool. And then YouTube sends me a little bit of cash, and but I'm only mentioning it because you did. So thank you. And others in the past have done that too. They jumped on and have used it. So that's where it is. Thank you so much for asking. And Ofer J says, hey, Dawn, nice to see you. Do what you got to do. Thanks. I appreciate that. And Michelle says, I'm helping people plan for and live off grid with reviews of low energy appliances, solar, etc. We get to watch you build and learn about birds from your honest, genuine perspective. Thanks, Michelle. And it's just really fun sharing with all of you. It really, really is. It's just really cool. Richard P says, you're pretty interesting. We like hanging out with you. That's really, really cool. I mean, obviously, I'm just like any other person. It's wonderful to receive comments like that. Just encourages the old heart. Thank you. Michelle Jones says, we need 84 likes on your video. Cool. Yeah, give it a thumbs up, folks. If you haven't, that helps. I'm not at Google's office, so I never see how that works, but somehow their algorithm can tell if a video got thumbs up and is popular, and then I just get more revenue. So yeah, I've got 68 thumbs up right now and 93 people watching. So I know me, honestly, folks, when I watch a live, even with friends, I go, oops, I went almost the whole video and forgot to give a thumbs up. Oops. So anyway. Okay, we got this is interesting. Mr. Huber says, I'm more likely to watch a promotion in video than the ads Google inserts to interrupt the video, which I mostly block. Yeah, and I get that too. And you know, and honestly, ads, I have to have them because I get revenue from them. Oops, sorry, bumping the camera here. But yeah, I know ads can be annoying. Frankly, what I tend to do is just turn the volume down if it's something I don't want to watch or I don't want to hear. Billy Swampwater says, I think streamers that have hundreds of thousands of subscribers and pushing products is sickening. Okay. Big difference at channels that actually need it. Love the channel, by the way. Thanks, Billy. I really do appreciate it a lot. Thanks. Douglas Hinton says, enjoy your videos. And interestingly enough, he used to live in Fort Huachuca and a lot of beautiful nature. Yeah, Douglas, this whole area is just nature-wise is absolutely amazing. Speaking of nature, I've noticed lately, within the past year, 2 rare cats have been seen not far from my doorstep here, a jaguar of all things, and an ocelot. 2 incredible cats. So how cool is that, eh? Wow, getting lots of comments. Dan loves the opinions and reviews that I've done on things that I bought and needed. And so I so appreciate that. So Huber says YouTube takes about 30 or 40%. If you did a Patreon, they take less. That's true, Mr. Huber, but I still can't figure out quite how to do Patreon. And I'm not sure, would people use it for this channel? I don't know. Douglas Hinton says, I think it's great you make reviews. They're useful and entertaining. Hey, thanks, Doug. So appreciate that. And then Surfcaster says, we watch some of your stuff, but are you using any kind of air nailer or battery-powered framing nailer? No, I'm not, Surfcaster. And there's a couple reasons why, okay? I'm kind of an old-fashioned old lad, and I just grew up working really, really hard, a lot of hard labor. I was a tree climber for years for the federal government, and so still got lots of strength. And I actually like the workout of screwing things using, I should say, using using drilling in screws. Not saying that correct, but putting in screws, and if I have to hammer, I'll do it by hand. I'm not I don't have any boss standing over me on a construction site going, Kimball, why on earth that should have been nailed long ago. What's wrong with you? Why you're not using a nailing gun? Something like that. Hope you forgive the humor here. I get to just do it as I want. And I like the fact with screws, they're a little more costly. I can't tell you the number of times, folks, read my lips. If you can afford it, use screws for everything. Because I've had to undo so many times things I did wrongly because I'm learning, and then I get to redo them. So you won't see me using nails much. So FYI, you can count on it. Mr. Hoover says, hitting the like is higher than most channels. Okay, cool. And Sandra says, I love watching your wildlife. And, Sandra, I should be filming more of it. It's just that there's only so many hours in the day, and it gets difficult building from the ground up as I am with so many projects and allotting time to do film wildlife, which is my first love, not building. I'm building because I have to, and I'm enjoying it too. Don't get me wrong, I love building, but my first love has always been wildlife and always will be. Oh my goodness, Jane Bray was kind enough to send $5. Thank you, Jane. So appreciate that. That'll buy me a box of hot chocolate. I love hot chocolate, by the way. Dennis says there's nothing more interesting than watching an older guy take on life on his own terms. That's why I watch. Wow, Dennis, that that comment made my day. Thank you so much. I'm so thankful, and it's just really really cool. The adventure of being here, and just doing stuff, absolutely amazing. And I try to take things humorously. When people critique me and what I do. I just know that there's going to be a lot of critique and criticism, and I expect that. I don't have a problem with that at all. Comments that are just harsh and unproductive, I don't have any time for. But especially what I love, which I've had, construction guys, plumbers, electricians, especially the construction guys. I can't believe how kind they've been. They've said, "Well, Don, I've never seen a floor built like yours," referring to my big home, "but it's really sturdy, and engineering wise, it should stand up really well." And that, means the world to me. And I had one plumber say, yeah, I mean, essentially, it was amusing watching you use purple primer on PVC pipes for the first time in your life, but I really enjoyed it. And yeah, you have the skills. I would hire you on my plumbing team. So those things, it's not about, trying to sound more skilled, because I'm not. Um, it's just that when people in the field, that's their field, say things that are affirming, it's really, really encouraging. It kind of reminds me of, how folks, especially us guys, if you ever had and girls too, if you ever had a dad or an uncle who's really affirming and said, you're really good at that. And they're not full of baloney. They're literally telling you what they think. And so when those folks encourage me in that way, they have no idea. They make a comment on YouTube, whoop-de-doo. It takes, 10 seconds to do. They have no idea. At the end of the day, when I'm tired and I was like, this was a trial and a half doing this floor and redoing it. And they make comments like, that's going to be structurally sound, and just affirming things. For all of this, affirmation is like apples of gold. And that's the thing about a little philosophy here. Human beings don't get it still. I'm fortunate I have a degree in counseling, and so I understand child development and how incredibly important it is to speak words of affirmation to a child. It literally grows their little soul and spirit. And when we're older, we're just big kids. And so, all of you bless me in so many ways by your incredible words of affirmation. So critique and, suggestive things, that's totally fine. I don't mind that either, because I definitely am going to make a lot of mistakes. And that's a given because this is not my field, but I'm happy to learn. Oh, Charles sent me $5. Thanks, Charles. He found it. Look at that. James says, wish I would have had a father to teach me stuff. I'm so sorry, James. And, my own dad mentored me in some ways, but he was a tough old World War II veteran, and words of affirmation weren't what he did. So they were pretty rare, but I clung on to the ones I did get. So I like to be able to try to give folks words of affirmation. And anyway, off topic. So, all right, Gene says, love, love, love. Wow, 3 loves. Your channel, so many helpful tips and ideas. Can't wait to see the rest of 2024 with your land, etc. Yeah, Gene, 2024, oh my gosh, is probably going to be my most difficult year here and the most rewarding, because what's going on, of course, is my big home. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? Like, for a little sneak peek, I've had to research like mad termites. Do termites inhabit wood here in Cochise County? But I'm not taking any chances. So my big wooden floor structure, I'm going to treat for termites, by the way. And that's something I have to do. So that's just one of a zillion things I need to do in 2024. So it's going to be a lot of hard work, really challenging, but a lot going on. So anyway, so it's always fun to have you guys here cheering me on. Gonna need it. All righty, here we go. Look at that. Gene sent $10. Thank you, Gene. Look at that. Oh, wow. PMLM says, my World War II bomber pilot dad was warm, affectionate, and sweet to all his kids. I learned to be handy from him. Wow, that's just awesome. Having a dad like that literally gives you a leg up in life. It literally does, because you're already, see, people don't realize you're physically grown, but you need to grow psychologically, and also your very soul needs to grow, for lack of better words. And only an older person who's affirming can do that for a child. Other children can't. They can help a bit, but not like an adult can. Poolside Dreamer says, no $sign on my screen. Poolside Dreamer, with smart TVs and a variety of things, it won't show. So you might actually have to be on a PC. Can anyone confirm on a smartphone or a smart TV, guys, that at the bottom right-hand corner is a little $sign? If you can confirm that, that would help. I don't know, because I'm using my big old Dell desktop computer. So, and I've learned, oh, by the way, folks, it's kind of interesting. I've learned that most people watch me on their smart TV. It's intimidating, because for example, I shaved this morning because I'm like, somewhere I'm going to be on somebody's 72-inch TV, and they're going to see I have bad skin. Well, that's a given. I do. And they're going to see I haven't shaved. So I can at least shave. Can't improve the bad skin much, but I can shave. Gene says, yeah, you can see it on a laptop PC, but it does not show on a smart TV or phone. Interesting. RamyPeach says, an Apple phone, there's a $sign in the right corner. RamyPeach, is it the $sign in the lower right? Because if so, that's cool. Dan says there's a sign on the Android. Okay. IVW says, will you be attending the Opt-Out Expo next month? Yes, I will be, actually. Although I don't know what I have to do. I have to find out if I have to sign up. I don't know whether you have to have a booth there or anything. Oh, Nanny Goat Acres is here and sent me $5. Thank you, Nanny Goat Acres. Nanny Goat Acres is one of those people that's affirming. She sends me private emails of affirmation and just has been here for a long time. Dennis says it's there to the right, the chat box, and he's on a smartphone. Cool. Dennis, are you on a Android or iPhone, by the way? Okay. It looks like, folks, that it's on both. So that's very cool. I'm going to make sure that I haven't missed anybody. Because, if I can be really honest, folks, I'm not going to mention because I want to be kind, but I was on another off-grid YouTube folks channel and folks were donating left and right and they didn't even acknowledge it. And I just felt really bad, honestly, for the people. It's like, people, you never know with people's money how hard earned that is, and statistics will tell you that a lot of people who don't have a lot are the folks that donate to nonprofits and things like that. So all that to say, and I won't go on and on about this, I just felt really sad. So all I can say for the people that donated and didn't even get acknowledged, So anyway, I want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Daryl says, I always enjoy your shows and I'm always looking for the next show. Very cool, Daryl. I just wished, and folks, I just wished I had more time and energy to crank out a ton more videos. I will be doing more, that's for sure. And especially with big home construction, they'll never be up as quick as I'd like, but I'll be doing them for sure. Oh, wow. Pretty good thumbs up ratio, guys. 105 people are watching and 89 have given a thumbs up. How cool is that? Rover Dogs, aka Keith, says, this is a great question. Dawn, what has been the hardest challenge for you've had to date? Keith, to be very vulnerable and honest, as a single fellow, I had no end to incredible relationships in California. I felt very, very cared for and loved there. And so here I didn't know anyone. And so that has been the biggest challenge. And so, yeah, that's it. Oh, wow. Poolside Dreamer says he really enjoys the channel and $10. Thank you, Poolside Dreamer. I love your name, by the way. I won't ramble on about that, but I can think of a lot of times that I've just being more a rural guy, just taken naps on the decks overlooking lakes, napped in my canoe before on calm days, just literally napped in the canoe, put the life jacket behind me and just gone, with the canoe drifting to the sound of loons. Really cool. Oh, wow. Yeah. RamyPeach says 106 thumbs up. Now it's up to 114. Jane says, does Dawn have mods? I don't, Jane. And so far, people are really nice here. And I'm pretty fast with moderating as a rule. I might have missed something. I don't know. But I do watch for trolls. And so I definitely do that. But as a rule, I don't see that. Elspeth says, are you coming back to New Brunswick from the total solar eclipse April 8th? Wow, Elspeth, you know what? That would be amazing. It really would. It just comes down to dollars. I just don't have the money to come back to New Brunswick. New Brunswick is where I'm from, folks, by the way. So I'm a maritimer. And Elspeth has the distinction, or I don't know if the distinction is the right word. Oops, that was not what I wanted to say. Elspeth went to the same school as me, and we ran in different circles. She was in a different grade, if I remember right. but I remember her anyway. Linda Lawton sent me $5. Really cool. That's great. Thank you, Linda. So appreciate it. And let's see what else we got. And Keith says, that's understandable. I have 2 neighbors to my property I've been chatting with on Facebook. Trucker says, off-grid Trucker says, yes, there are people out there that care. It's the right thing to do. That's really, really cool. Now, speaking of folks, one thing that I didn't expect is I've had a few people just show up on my property. And once I was in my underwear and I was like, I'm not even ready for my day, and pounded on my door. Hey, hi. And that's a real tough one because you appreciate people watching your channel, but it's always best to email me before just showing up for sure. So FYI, always email. Kind of like even folks you know, let alone don't know, you want to give them a heads up. So anyway, had to put that out there. David Potter's birthday is today. Happy birthday, David. I think I'll sing happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear David. Happy birthday to you. There we go. Wow, Lynn Seymour sent $10. Thank you, Lynn. How kind. Wow, that chat button has obviously been found. Daniel Kearney says, my brother lives in Palominas. Yeah, Palominas is amazing. They've got a little farmer's market, which is really cool. Very worth your while trucking down the road from Sierra Vista to the Palominas farmer's market. It's small. The eggs are amazing. They've got fresh grown chickens and pork and all kinds of stuff. It's just really, really fun. So anyone lives in Kochi, anyone lives in the Sierra Vista area, for Pete's sake, come down on Saturdays to the Palominas Market. Aunt Squirrely says using PayPal is a better way to donate. YouTube charges your donation so the person gets it. Folks, it's interesting. PayPal, it's available. I mean, and I put that right in the description of all the videos. Maybe I put it down too low, but it doesn't seem like people use it. I don't know. But again, gifts are gifts. You can't ask for gifts, so. Charles says the song isn't free. Okay. Keith says, I'll need to visit when I get down there sometime. PMLM says, love your voice, Dawn. Thank you. How kind. Thanks so much. Jane says, I'm currently living off-grid in my travel trailer for the last 9 weeks in Arizona and California, enjoying being away from -40 in Alberta, Canada. Oh my God. Oh my goodness, Jane. I remember now. Yeah, you're from Alberta. I don't know whether it's Edmonton area. Forgive me. I don't think it's Edmonton area. Yeah, -40. I've experienced that. What a lot of folks might not know about -40 is that when it gets -40 and it's been cold for a while, back in Canada where I'm from, they, instead of taking and plowing the road around a really country lake, they just plow the lake. And so you'll see 18-wheelers drifting across and big trucks and whatnot because the ice is so thick it supports it. So really cool. Linda says, I enjoy watching your building journey sprinkled with your nature spots. Good job, Dawn. Thanks, Linda. And I got to put in more nature for sure. And Jane is from Empress, Alberta. Biker Boy says, hello from freezing Ontario. Enjoy all your videos. How's the new house building coming along? Biker Boy, yeah, it's coming along, but slow because I was away for both Christmas and New Year's. And then, and I just didn't get much work done at all. But next week is crack the whip and get going on the home and get rolling with that. And so the steps that I got to look at are insulating the building, insulating the floor, and plumbing. And so those are the two items that I get rolling with. James wants to know, what is it called when people grow vegetables in water under lights? Is it aquaponics or is that growing fish? Hydroponics. I think that makes sense. There we go. Hydroponic system. There we go. Right, right, Dennis. Aquaponics incorporates fish. By the way, folks, uh, it's not going to happen anytime soon, but here's a dream I have. So I can share with you guys, because some of you have, known this channel for a long time and know the property layout and that kind of thing. I would love to create a large pond and grow tilapia in it. I love tilapia. And also do a lot of vegetables and literally be able to have a lot of my meals just fish and vegetables because I like both of those and they're good for you. So anyway, the cool thing is I could do that. Now, researching tilapia, it's an African fish, and I've been in their area in East Africa, Lake Victoria, where there's a lot of them, etc. But they've got one called blue tilapia that survives in Phoenix and I think even ponds in Tucson. But I don't know whether they'll survive at 4,200 feet, which is the elevation I have. So if so, that would be really, really cool because they'll eat anything. So I wouldn't even supplement or feed them or very little, because what I would do, a little bit of a rabbit trail, but we have so many insects here, flying insects. All I need to do is put a few grow lights or something near the pond, and the insects would come in the light, fall in and drown, and the tilapia would have lots of food. So anyway, that's way down the road. Got to get this home built. That's the big yoke around my neck right now. So, folks, we got about another 5 minutes, and then it'll be an hour up, and we'll let you go. But Elspeth says, Harland High School, class of 74. Where did the 50 years ago? Elspeth, I went to Woodstock High School for the last 3 years, and I was a graduate of 1973. So that's why I didn't see you in my circles in the last several years. That makes sense. RD says tilapia grow wild in the irrigation canals around the Colorado River farms. So that must mean they can handle some cold water by the sound of things. So that sounds productive. So James says, I went to Woodstock myself. I was only 12 years old. Woodstock, New Brunswick or Woodstock, New York? I have a feeling Woodstock, New York. Near Blythe. Okay. There we go. Okay. Interesting stuff. Well, folks, you can ask me just about anything, even off topic. And if it's something that I can answer or I'm willing to answer, you can do that in our next 5 minutes, and I'll try to answer those questions. And, and of all the folks that came by and used their valuable Saturday time to come visit, I really appreciate you. Thank you. Ben, everything says I grow self-pollinating cucumbers in nutrient solution in winter in my camper in 5-gallon buckets. They sell 6-inch basket lids for buckets filled with clay pebbles. Research Kratky method. Interesting. Wow, boy, do I have a ton to learn. I need another lifetime. That's my theory anyway. Well, if I didn't get to your question, folks, forgive me. I was scrolling through things. Um, and if it's something that you really, really need answered, um, take the next 5 minutes and throw up that question. If I skipped over you, I really hate doing that. Oh, oh wow, Sue Holgate donated $10. Thank you, Sue. Really, really kind. So appreciate that. And it's great to see you here. Definitely recognize you. Oh, speaking of comments, folks, I try to answer all the comments on my YouTube videos, but it's gotten to the point now where I'm so thankful I have all the subscribers, but um, it's literally to a point now where it's really difficult to acknowledge everyone. So I may have to go to, if you ask me a question, answering the question, but otherwise, you can bet I read your comment and appreciate it. So I hope that's okay. Dennis says, so Don, has your YouTube income helped? Oh my gosh, Dennis, yes. I try to be really honest about it. If I don't do anything, if I don't even put up a YouTube video for a whole month, I'll usually rack in 150 to $200. Uh, if I do one YouTube video a week, then my revenue is usually around 500 a month. If one of those videos becomes really popular, I had one where it grossed, was it 1900? I think it was $1,900. So that tooth, that is an implant from Mexico, paid for by YouTube. Um, Keith says, just so you know, the two videos I really liked was property size one and your solar panel build. Cool. Thank you. That's great input. Nanny says, gotta go, worshiping. God bless you, Nanny. I hope your service goes phenomenal. And Terra Firma says, hi, Don. Hi, Terra Firma. We're just about packed it in another 2 minutes. And David says, my wind generator has been making some power lately. That makes sense. Lee the Bee says, still live? Yes, but only for 2 minutes, Lee. I've been here an hour, and so I didn't want to keep folks longer. Yeah, it's definitely windy here, and I don't know enough about wind generators. And plus, I always worry that I'd have to be maintaining them a lot here because the wind is fierce. So solar works great at this point. So that's really cool. And Terra Firma loved the power supply video. Thanks so much. And and that looks like pretty much it. Folks are saying so long, and so thank you so much, folks, for saying so long. Um, Michael was here. I see Michal. I think I'm pronouncing it correct. So thanks for coming by, Michael, and thank you so much to everyone who dropped by. And if you have any questions that I didn't get to today, I drop my email address in every video. It's affordabledesertliving@gmail.com, and you're always welcome to ask me questions. And I might not get to them right away, but I will do my best to answer them. So thank you so much. Thank you, folks. Thank you so much for all your care. And so many of you, when I don't put up a video, literally worry about me, and that is really humbling. So thank you for caring, and thank you for being here. See ya.